Well, hello. I thought I would share with you a little bit about what's going on in my world. As of the recording of this, I'm inviting everybody who wants to come into an inside look. I'm calling it Fly on the Wall. You can join me for the next 60 days as I recreate business. But what I kind of got is that a lot of my content lately has had a different energy, and I thought I'd enlighten us both about what's happening. Last night, so Andres and I are still very much together. For those of you guys that are wondering, I can see how some of the stuff I've been putting out might look like I'm going through a breakup, but to be fair, I am. It's just not with him. And I think that's what I wanted to talk a little bit about. I I'm breaking up with self-judgment. At the beginning of this year, I asked for this to be the year that I stopped judging myself. And boy, oh boy, when you ask for big things like, hey, universe, show me what receiving is. Hey, universe, show me what possibilities are. Hey, universe, show me I'm having total awareness in this lifetime, whatever it takes. Stuff shows up and you get to where you're going, or you get to your ask, or yeah, through very unconventional, unexpected ways. I have been my whole life very accustomed to basing my worth on performance. In my childhood, it was the performance of being a good daughter. I was considered the perfect child until like 16 when I became the black sheep. And at 5 years old, I started playing the piano. My mom was a piano teacher. I was the oldest. I was her star student, so I was worthy because I was better than everybody else at the piano. In school, I got straight A's until grade 10. And that's kind of a whole story. In grade 10, I like let everything go just to see what would happen. I wasn't conscious, but if I look back, that's what I did. But I've been used to, and then, like in between 16 and 18, I started discovering that I was pretty. And being pretty and having men in particular react to me as a pretty girl was the most valuable thing. And so I put all my energy into maintaining that and making sure that that occurred. Then it was being a Christian. That was the good, right, perfect, and correct thing. Then it was getting married. Then it was having a beautiful marriage. And then when that got destroyed through some choices I made, I spent the next 5 years in another marriage I wasn't very proud of. And then out of that marriage, I found access consciousness. And, not meaning to, what became part of my worth was my knowledge and use of the tools of access consciousness and my ability to talk about them, and my ability to make money. I can't tell you what I asked for that stimulated the choices I made in the last 3 years, but I can tell you that all the things that I used to base my worth on got stripped away. Now, having said that, I still look at myself and have very much appreciation for the pretty. I will tell you though, like, and I can create business, and a lot of those things are still, I guess, very much intact. But what's changed is my opinion of them. And, like in the last 3 years, perimenopause has been really changing my body. The grays have come in, my face has changed, my body shape has changed. Not bad, just changed. I've had a lot more intensity inside of my body that I never had before. A lot more. There's just a lot of change in my body. There was a lot of change in my life. We did 3 international moves in the last 3 years. There has been a lot of change in the business. Taking a huge loan that I had to pay back over the last year and then paying it off has like radically changed my perspective in my business. So, just trying to give you some context that even if from the outside it looks very similar, from the inside it feels very different. And the things that I used to base the pride I took in myself and what I would use to fling myself out into the world and make offers with, all of that left me. I didn't feel confident anymore. I didn't feel like I felt like a fraud in many areas of my life. And so that's what I've been living with. The thing that I haven't been doing is being really fully honest about that with myself primarily. And so if I can't be honest about it with myself, then I can't be honest with you about it. But all of us are going to know that there's just something's up. Something's up, something's off, something, you know? And so last night, we are relocated in a new country. We are staying in a corporate rental. We're not in our dream location, but it's good. We are also navigating whether or not we bring our things from Colombia, and to bring them would be quite the process. And Andres has been starting to stand up and go, look, this is my opinion on this. I really don't want to do this, and it's been bringing up a lot of stuff for me. And last night I finally sat with it, and I'm like, look, the truth is that I'm angry and I'm sad. The truth is I don't really have an attachment to the stuff because I was the one that was like holding on to that. It's that I'm angry and I'm sad. And I let myself have a really, really good cry about it. And today I let myself create content from that. And I don't think that's something I ever would have done before. I'm starting to create more content when I'm unmade up and I'm in my sweatshirt and I'm, looking like feeling sad. And I'm kind of taking it to its extreme right now, mostly because I never have allowed myself to do that. And I have a full spectrum of things that I go through and that I feel. And I am also able to be aware of when something I'm doing or someone else is doing is creating more or is based on a judgment. And I know all the information about feelings, and if you are new to me or new to Access Consciousness, feelings are actually the lower harmonic of perceiving. What I've never had allowance for is feelings. And so I'm riding that road pretty hard right now. I'm allowing myself to do feelings. I'm letting myself have the full experience of those feelings. I'm allowing myself to talk about them and have them and feel them. And, to anybody else besides people in Access Consciousness, we'd be like, yeah, go girl, this is how you get through. Um, and to be honest, I I guess I'm exploring that right now. I've spent the last 10 years trying to pock and pod myself out of what's really going on for me. And you guys, I please forgive me because I am being very all or nothing with what I'm saying right now. It isn't all or nothing. There's just been a really large part of myself which is like, this is not okay. You have to change this. And I can't tell you how many sessions that I get into with people. I mean, I just did 25 private sessions with people where the first thing out of people's mouth is, I do this thing and I don't know why I do this thing and I need to change this thing. And you know what the first thing out of my mouth always is? Why? Why do you need to change? Here's what people say. Well, because, and then they fill in the blank, because it's bad, it's wrong, I can't live this way anymore. It's creating terrible, like all the angst. And where I've seen the most change with people is, what if you didn't have to change you? You know what happens? Everything in their body relaxes. Everything. And I literally, you guys, have never let myself relax. I have been on top of myself for as long as I can fucking remember. On top of myself to perform. Now, here's the tricky thing about when you're letting performing unravel from your world is when you when you have a business and that business is dependent on you showing up, that's tricky. I was watching last night the new documentary on Netflix about David Beckham. Go watch it. Beautiful, beautiful story about him. 4 episodes. He had a couple of very long periods of his life, in young life actually, where whole countries were against him, where he was like, I don't even know how I made it through that. And yet he still had to find the strength in himself to show up and get on the pitch and play the game. And that's a lot of what this feels like. And I'll tell you what runs through the back of my head. It's like, money follows joy, money follows joy. And I'm like, yep, yep, I might be broke through this period. This might be the biggest disaster in my business to like share everything that's going on. This might be bleeding all over people. I don't know. But I'm risking that in favor of what I'm 100% sure of is on the other side. More of me, more power, more of the potency of allowance. Because I'm tired. I'm tired of judging myself. I'm tired of having to perform. I'm tired of not relaxing. I'm tired of living on that over hyper aware overdrive thing that I've done for my whole existence as a being. I can't anymore. So, I wonder if this is a little like the healing crisis that happens when you finally allow all that stuff to leach out of your world. I wonder what I wonder just what gift this is to me and to the world. And so I guess the update is like nothing's wrong. I'm just unraveling big time. And I'm unraveling from regret. I'm unraveling from guilt. I'm unraveling from sorrow, loss. Loss of things that I thought were essential to me functioning here, but maybe they're not. And I'm in that middle point where the unraveling is going on more than the discovering of something new, although maybe it all happens simultaneously. I'm doing a lot of other things too, right? Like I'm always reaching, always seeking. Hopefully you guys recognize yourself in this. So, yeah, just you're more than welcome to come take an inside look at my process over the next 60 days as a plug for a program I've created out of this. And it will be very business centered, meaning I will share all of my processes because it is really interesting creating a business when you are shedding your entire exoskeleton, like what you thought was you. When you're shedding what you thought was you and becoming you, how do you create business? Yeah, great question. Let's go find out. So, how does it get better than this? How does it get better than this? What else is possible? What would it take to receive, transform, transmute, allow, receive all of you, just the way you are, without need of you to change or be different or have it together. What would it take to really receive the fortune of who and what you truly are, and to allow all the shrapnel that's there to be there too? And to just let it move through instead of resisting it or fighting it or refusing it or trying to make you different. You don't need to be different. You need to be you. Now, what would it take to allow the stuff that's not you to fall away in the time that it takes, in the way that it takes for you? See you guys in the next conversation.